Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good vibes, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel or new to this live, subscribe right now. What's going on, y'all? Y'all already know what it is, man. It's Monday. It is Monday. It is Monday. We are here. We made it. God bless us all. This morning, I want to send some healing energy to my boy Roger. Shouts out to my block family, Mikey and Troy. Those my guys. Hoping everybody that I know out there is doing well. All my peeps around the world, love you guys. And, you know, big shouts to y'all. Big shouts. I really appreciate y'all. Who else? Shouts out to Syntheshay. Shouts out to Stacy. Shouts out to Keenan. Shouts out to Kathy. Shouts out to Jennifer. Shouts out to all my peeps. Love y'all, all right? Okay, this morning there's a lot of things going down that I wanted to bring to you guys, and I wanted to talk to you guys about this morning. Before we get into it, this live is sponsored by Inspired by Dreams, and that's my clothing brand, and we have everything. It's a preppy streetwear, and you know, I'm just been on my independent thing, and I just appreciate all the love I've been getting on the brand, and I love you guys. You know, small brands, we just trying to grow and trying to stay out of the way of these other brands that's trying to take our ideas and just run with them. So just trying to, you know, add something original to your closet. And that's the reason why I do what I do and dress the way I dress. Okay, so let's just take a look into what's been going on over the weekend. And so I want to start it off with I don't want to go straight to Diddy, but because that's been that's just an ongoing thing. I think we're going to be doing that for a long time. So I just wanted to start it off with something a little bit different. Let me see what I got here for you guys. Hold on one second. I hope you guys are feeling good. This morning I feel good. You know, when things, I have a whole lot of thoughts in my mind. Plus I have a lot of ideas that I was trying to put in order to see which ones I'm going to tackle for the new year. So I'm a little ahead of myself today. So don't mind me. Get comfortable, and we gonna break everything all down. You know, okay. You know what? With the mayor and this whole thing going on, you know, Mayor Adams. It's kind of like, you know, I just feel. I hear the divide, and I hear a lot of people, you know, saying like, you know, if it was a different race, a different color person, he wouldn't have been treated like this, or you know, other people did this in the past, and they're not being pulled up for this. And my whole answer to that is I would never want to be the guy doing, you know, snaky stuff or wrong things behind the scenes and I just get pardoned for it all the time, because eventually I know that stuff will catch up to you. So I would say, you know, if you're going to look at it like from that lens, well, just look at it like this. As a black culture, we know the responsibilities that we have, and we know the struggles that we all came from our ancestors and how we got to this point right now. If you don't know that, you need to do your history before you can know what's going on in the future. And if you know that, that means that you have to be, it looks like you have to be squeaky clean to get in these positions that hold these type of responsibilities, because in these times with social media, people, we've seen it from the Diddy case, people hold things over your head. The mistakes you made can be detrimental to your future and to you going on into changing your life. So these are things that you have to watch out for from the jump. So making these type of mistakes and doing these type of things behind the scenes, you never know where that thing can land you. It can take your whole dreams and just wipe them away. And talking about wiping dreams away and legacies and things like that, that's some of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about. You know, you hear on social media a lot of people speaking on legacy, and legacy is a really great thing to try to want to accomplish and to try to achieve. But there's a lot of levels, like people would say, to before you get to thinking about a legacy, there's a lot of things that you have to have structured before you get to that frame of thought. Now, when it comes to family, family is what, when people say legacy, they attach family to it, and which it should be, that should be how it goes. But sometimes legacies can be carried on through business partners and the people that you can trust. So don't always necessarily take social media for their picture of what a legacy looks like. A lot of times, especially in these times where, you know, a lot of people are becoming first-time millionaires, and this is going to be the first time around, so their mistakes are going to be in the public. I would say the new legacy, what I'm just guessing what a new legacy in my structure, what a new legacy will look like for the future, will be just something that holds your company together when you're not there for at least 2 years, until you or whoever you put your trust in to grow that company decides on what they want to do with that company. Because when you know, back in the days, they had these, you know, they wanted these legacies for a whole long time. But now we're starting to figure out that the legacies, there's a lot of snake stuff that goes behind it. A lot of people, their families are not as tight to keep that legacy going, or not even that business minded to get that legacy keeping it going. So in these times, you want to really build for your family now. We always, right now, we're working on the now. We're working on ourselves as well as the people that we love around us. We don't want to think too far out. Don't let people fool you and say, you know, thinking far out is just the best way of going. No, if you're dealing with like a smaller set family and you're just trying to structure your mindset and make some money for yourself, you and your family, you want to deal with now. You want to make money for now. You want to be able to do the things that you want to do and travel the places you want to travel and make that money now. So when it comes to saying like legacy and things like that, I would more say structure your life for maybe 2-3 years ahead every single time. That's what I kind of do with my life. I try to, like right now, I'm in 2025, trying to structure out like around Valentine's Day, around that time. I'm about that much up. Everything behind that, I have structured up to that point, and the goals that I set for myself and the things that I want to see myself and the things I want to reach, I feel like I'm damn near close. So I feel good about that part. But what I want to tell you guys, don't put all your time and money and things into other people. There's little things you can do for yourself that's not expensive, that can give yourself a great upgrade as well as open mind. Number one, you're setting the place where you go where nobody else is, and you have at least 15 to an hour of just you time, only me time. That's what you need in your life, the me time. I realized if I didn't have as much me time as I did, I wouldn't have been able to start my brand. I wouldn't have been able to just think the way I think, because it took a lot of me understanding myself, what hurts me, the things that trigger me, and all of that stuff I had to do on my own. I never had anybody like a therapist come in and just, when I was younger, I had like a little therapist just because my mom and dad separated. But that was like the last since I grown up to be a, you know, an adult. And ever since through that time, I had great years, just great relationships with people, and just, you know, it never really hit until like my recent. So it's always that little space in between. And I find myself like, you know what? I have to figure this out. Why am I being stressed for this? Why does this hurt me? And once I started asking all the whys, that's when I start trying to recover myself and get myself back. I had a sickness in the family, and my brother, you know, he had an asthma attack, and it really took a lot out of me. And I felt like at that point, I really couldn't go any further. I didn't really want to go any further because I felt like the love that I was already given and the people that was around me that was loving me, I didn't really feel like I had to go outside to do anything more to better myself. Until one day I just realized, you know what, I got to get myself back together. People were asking about my last brand, and I said, you know what, I'm going to build a new brand, and I'm just going to build myself back. And I made it to the point where I never thought I'd be on live talking to you guys, and never thought that I would just go live, because I'm an introvert and I'm not really, you know, like a talkative person all the time. But I started realizing like it was more easier for me to come on live and explain myself, because my feelings and everything, it came from in here. I didn't have to write anything down. And that's what brought me to this point and led me to this point right now. I see a lot of people, I put a video out, and it really dug deep with me, because I see a lot of people worshiping celebrities. And when you look at somebody else's lifestyle, it can almost like deter you from seeing what God has in place for yourself. Because you're looking at somebody and you're thinking like, you know what, I see so many people going this route, they're making a substantial amount of money, and it doesn't look like it's hard work, and it looks like it's just something I can maybe do real quick and just get this going and do what I have to do. Usually that's the mindset people think when they're looking from a distance. But when you get into it, the time you have to put into it, the energy that it sucks from you, the people that you have to be around, those are all the things that you really didn't think about that's going to come into play, that's going to hurt you as a person. So you want to keep yourself a distance from all these things that just out there to hurt you. When the people are worshiping another person that breathes the same air, has blood going through their veins just like you, there's some mental health issues attached to that. You got to know that. It's not that you don't, some people say fanning out. Fanning out is one thing. That's just, you know, wow, I didn't expect to see that celebrity here. Oh, they're talking to me. Oh, wow, it's a different day. You feel good. But when you fan out like about to faint, your heart rate starts going too fast. You start just acting out of the norm where it's almost to the point of edge of crazy, that's when you know you're in the worship stages of celebrities. And it's not really people's fault. It's because social media has been like a religion to these people, because religion hasn't been implanted when they was growing up with their families. So that if you don't come up on any type of religion, any religion, something that you can just say that's a higher power besides myself, you're always going to be lost as an adult. So you're gonna always look for. It's just like if you grew up with no father and you hear these guys, they join gangs and they look for that father figure within the gang. Well, it's kind of like the same thing when it comes to religion. If you haven't grown up with any religion, or your parents haven't gave you any history about the family, or have any structure about how they got to this point, then you'll be lost, and you'll try to find that in people that have their own accomplishments, but their accomplishments doesn't necessarily attach to you. And that's the differences between people going out there looking up to somebody and people worshiping somebody. There's a big difference. And I have that video, it's out today, and I want you guys to check that out. It's really, really deep after this. And I also have a surprise video dropping at 10 o'clock. But it's just too much in these times to think that you can just take somebody else's blueprint and attach it to your life without the problems that came with that blueprint not coming with it. There's a lot of responsibility in all the things we do. So that's just one of the ways, I just wanted to bring that to you guys. What's up, y'all? Love y'all. Peace, 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 peace. Shouts out to y'all this morning. I hope y'all feeling good. We all made it. We made it. If you're here this Monday morning, that means your eyes open. God bless you to see another day. We here now. We here now. We are here now. It's understandable we don't have anything anymore. No, we're gonna look. It's not about that. It's not about that. Don't think of it. We have so much. We have so much, but we have more than the eyes can see or what people claim it to be. The things that we have that structure us and make us who we are, those are things that people could never take away from us. You see? We just have to put more highlight on the things that really have meaning to us than the things that don't, and the people that don't care about us. And then we start seeing a whole bunch of things that we value. Trust me when I tell you. For example, I'm thinking about it, but put it like this. All right, okay. Put your life in a display. For example, say you have a whole bunch of hats or shoes around your room or your house, and you like shoes, but it's starting to get messy. It's starting to get cluttered. It's too much. You're just buying too much of it. The minute you get a display and put them on display, you'll start remembering. Memories will start attaching to every one of those shoes or every one of those hats or every one of the piece of clothing that when you see it in the display form. And that's the way you should keep your mindset. Everything should be on display. Don't think that somebody's not watching you. Always presenting your best self and giving your truthful energy is always going to be the best route for you. We have so much that people don't, the things that they highlight on social media, don't think that those are material things, y'all. Those are things that we can accomplish, but it still won't add to who we are. We're greater than that. We're greater than that. We are. You just have to see it for what it is. The social media keeps you on that mindset. And trust me, I'm going to break all of y'all out of that nonsense, because after a while, you'll start realizing that a lot of the stuff that we see is just people trying to present this perfect. And what is perfect? Like people are trying to present this like nothing. This never happens to me until it happens to me. Things happen to us as human beings. And that's something that once you figure things out, like we're not perfect, then you'll be all right. You'll be all right. What are you looking for something to do? Are you trying to find you're trying to find something to be passionate about? Maybe a relationship? Let me know. Maybe I can help you out or steer you at least in the right direction. But just don't think that, that we don't have anything anymore. We have a lot. We have a lot to offer. We have a lot to give society. Don't you see a lot of these higher ups, they're falling short because of the things that they did in the past? And it's not to say we all make mistakes, but the type of mistakes that we're seeing that they're making are detrimental to the things that they preach about, the things that they stand for, that they say they stand for. They're the total opposite. So it's kind of like it's the deceptional thing that really draws people and gets people thinking like, what is this person really up to, Like when you hear somebody say like they get in trouble for like taking expensive trips and doing things like that, and all of that type of stuff is all materialized. So you mean to tell me these people are going to jail for these like materialistic temptations, I could say, you know? It don't make sense when when it really boils down, you know? And you see a lot of people like, well, I can't say, you know, I think sex crimes, they really have something to do with people's mental and the way they're thinking. Maybe some people have been abused before, so they take that abuse and go abuse other people. You never know how these things turn out, y'all. You just gotta kind of, you know, keep the ones that you love close to you, and just protect them, you know, protect them in every way you could. I see here it says Young Miami, she's named in the latest lawsuit against Diddy, and that's accusing of pressuring women. Oh, about oh, okay. So it's saying it's pressuring women about the bad boy found this baby. So I guess somebody might have got pregnant and she was pressuring that woman or whoever it was to have an abortion or something like that. When it comes to Young Miami, I feel there's a lot to uncover. She hasn't really been fully truthful with us, but she's been trying to say, you know, I've made this detachment. But who's to say the part that she played or the role that she played within, you know, this whole mess that was going on with Diddy? We don't know, but I wouldn't want to see anybody in trouble. What I could tell you is that this week we're going to see a lot more people pulled into this case, and a lot more people that we didn't expect that was going to be a part of this case pulled in. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. It's not the fact that, you know, the evidence that they have is not enough to put him away for a long time. It's the fact that right this time, I even heard that, I read in the papers, you guys can check this out, that the FBI, they're actually flying out to the UK because they said Diddy spent a lot of time in the UK. So they're going all around the world to every place that Diddy has been. And they're finding these victims that Diddy has, you know, did this to, and they're bringing them. So this is going to be, kind of picture it like a church choir of all victims, and Diddy's just standing there and staring at them. That's what this whole situation is possibly looking like. And to be honest with you, they have enough evidence at this certain point to you know, I guess to you know, give him a sentence. But at the end of the day, they want to make sure it's more. That's the reason why they say 99%. Like right now it's 89%, and they're going to bring it up to 99% because they want to show people that no, he is guilty. This is the person that we were after. This is the evidence right here, and this is the time that we're going to give him because of this. They don't want to hear no backlash about how, oh, he possibly couldn't have did that or she's lying. No, they want to make sure everything that they have is presented and it's going to be correct. And I feel like we're going to see a lot more. And when it comes to celebrities just being at the party, people are confusing. It's not about the celebrities being at the Diddy party. It's about Diddy had all those people that participated in those sex parties on tape. They're not talking about the party that you guys got invited to and everybody got an invitation and Beyonce and Jay showed up and everybody was having a good time. No, when they went home and Diddy was turned into like the Jekyll and Hyde, when he started to turn into that mode and everybody was there and the people that were left behind for party number 2, that's the party they're talking about. That's the party that when they seen those tapes, and that's what they have. I think one of the reasons why you know, I'm not sure if that thing was true. I'm not sure at all, but I do hear that there is a videotape going around with Diddy sleeping with certain celebrities, and you know, it's been around the dark web. But my whole thing about that whole situation is the way, you know how we are. You know how we are. You know how we do. From me to you, you know how we do. We would have seen that on social media, some clip of it or something if somebody got it off, because everybody wants the status of I saw it first or I dropped it out. So you mean to tell me even if they did, if it was a whole bunch of nudity, you think somebody wants to snatch a little piece of clip just to show us a face of a face? Or they can keep in to tell people who was on the list, you know? So we have to be very careful with the information that we're taking in. I do believe that the tapes are there, and I believe that the FBI has the tapes. And I believe that the tapes that they have, it will be altered where it's going to be put in a social media acceptable format, and we will see something about those tapes. All of these things are going to come out. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? All of these things are going to come out. you know, and I feel like as time progresses, we're gonna see the differences in between what we thought it was and what it actually is. A lot of people are sticking on the fact that, you know, they say, you know, with the trafficking, the sex trafficking, this and that, why is it the charges are like this? Well, one of the reasons that y'all are missing out is that there's also, he also did the R to females as well. That's in there too. That holds time in itself. And I'm hearing, you know, like I told you guys, when it comes to the federal, the difference with the federal prisons and the state prisons, federal, you're doing your time in months. And I don't believe, usually if you never committed a crime and you just go to federal prison for the first time, there's a possibility and chances that you get good time and you get a year off, you know, of your time. But if it has anything to do, I believe, with the, you know, his offense with the X crimes, the trafficking, I don't think that that's going to get him good time. So I think that he's going to probably have to do maybe the 85 to 90, you know, his full sentence. But if you ask me, I think that he's looking at maybe from a fifth, maybe anywhere from 15 and up, and they'll probably try to, you know, hold the lowest number and fight with that. But, you know, it's not really, I think people are confusing what this whole thing is. People are saying it in a way, I see a lot of people saying, you know, like if you fly a girl out and they come there, look, if you flew a girl out and you knew what you had to do, you're not going to get yourself in this type of situation. There's a lot of things in this situation. If you fly a girl out and you have pink cocaine and your drugs and there's drinking and all of these things added on, well, yeah, now you're raising your possibilities of you falling in that category. It's common sense to tell you. Why do you have to do so much stuff? You have to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G just to get a little ass. Like, what are you doing? We know that that's not your baby mother. These people are not, these are people that you're meeting. So it took him this much baby oil to try to get with these people. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. He had to do all of these mind tricks. He was so used to mind tricking people in as far as the music industry that he used that in his everyday life to trick people to out of whatever he wanted out of them. That thing right there is one of the reasons why people can't trust people in that industry today. Is because that outlook of how you just want to take something that somebody doesn't want to give to you, it's been going on for years. He's just one of the, sometimes you have to take the biggest person out for the smaller people to understand, no, this is serious. And I think that's what's going on with it, man. You know, your name is Diddy. He said, I remember seeing you in my parties. Let me see, what Diddy party years and years ago, all white party we went to. But, you know, never seen, you know, the party number 2. That's why people are getting confused. It's not the first invitation party, but it's always the party number 2. You know, you stayed late, you stayed after, and then that's what comes out of it. That wicked stuff. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And you know what's a sad thing too? R. Kelly's daughter, I see her, you know, but you know, in these times coming online and expressing how you feel, and because of the doc trailer, you know, she took it a certain way, but it's not, don't be mad at the people, because we are just watching it for what it is. You have to be really mad at your father for leaving that type of baggage behind, that he's in prison for this and that. You think that's not going to hang over your head? Anybody in your family, you know what? I can compare that to Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer, his family had their last names, they had to switch it around. They couldn't get jobs because of it. It's not just because it was his immediate family. No, anybody that had that last name in that town or whatever, they couldn't get jobs and things like that. People weren't hiring them if they was family to the Dahmer. So these are things that what one person does trickles over to the rest of the family, and it hurts them. And when people don't have that responsibility, that love for their family, they'll do anything because they're selfish. And these are the type of results. That's the reason why his daughter is down now, and she's mad because of whatever they portray her father or whatever they're taught. But your father falls in the same category as these wicked people. He was one of them taking advantage of people. So that's the reason why that it sucks, because then the family, as we're starting to see, is with social media don't play. Social media going to throw the evidence in your face, and it's for you to decipher and see what you feel is true or not. And within all of that, even the stuff that's not true, we see it all. So it takes the right type of person to have the type of responsibility or the responsible, understanding of what these topics are and what they should present to their audience. A lot of people, they present the nonsense and then they let you know it's nonsense after. But all of those things families see and people are hurt behind it. But it's kind of like you don't speak on certain things. Like I don't speak on people's family that passed and all this nonsense with smoking on packs of people. All of that stuff is a young man's game. I see that the young people doing that, and that's the type of things we want to get them out of that mindset. Having to do all of that stuff is just like it's actually bringing spells to you. You don't want to bring and put curses on yourself and start saying these things, and because what people don't know is your words are powerful. And some people they don't want to believe it. They're just like, oh, words are, you can do whatever. It's not like a spell. I don't see any ghosts, this and that. But when things occur in their life that they can't explain, they don't have any structure to say, you know what, I should have stopped doing this and this wouldn't have happened. No, they're just lost and don't know where it's coming from. It's like getting hit from all angles and just don't know who's hitting you. It's like you have to have a clearer mindset of what's going on in these times. Reasons why I always come here and try to put you guys on to whatever I've learned and whatever I know so you guys can take it and better yourself. If I had put the video coming out at 10 o'clock up, man, y'all would have been super chatting me up, man. Y'all would have been super chatting me up, man. It's a really great video coming. I'm telling you, it's really, really, really dope. Really dope. And that's dropping today, right after this. So they right now this week sounds like a week where they're gonna be highlighting all the attendees at this Diddy's party. So now we're up to Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton was an attendee over there, and so every attendee that we see that was at these parties, it's if you guys know that you were at the Diddy party, you should have. I'm not saying you have to jump in everybody's face, but if you feel a certain way about the situation, if they do mention your name, come out and just say what your experience of the Diddy party was. That's fair. Instead of people telling, now we hearing these names pop up and now people draw these ideas of what's going on or what happened. If you feel like, oh, I went to the Diddy party, but I didn't go to party number 2, say that then. Don't just sit there like, oh yeah, I was there. No, Diddy is a big name. This has been going on in the news every single day. You mean to tell me that now, oh, you was in there, you just remembered? That means that, what you tell us is not going to feel truthful or trusting. So that come on, you have to know how to tell the real. Don't come with this mask like, I forgot I was at the Diddy party. No, you knew you was at the Diddy party. You was waiting to see if they pull your name out of a hat, and they did. And now you have this weak explanation of you didn't do anything, and you want us as an audience, us as journalists to believe that? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I see 50 Cent. He's executive producing Diddy's docuseries. I didn't know it was going to be a docuseries, you guys. He's innocent like OJ. I can't say, it's always innocent till proven guilty. But when you say innocent, do you mean innocent for, you mean like the drugging and the Diddy party stuff? You know what? He is innocent till proven guilty. But the only thing that we've seen that Diddy's been guilty of is domestic abuse with Cassie. I don't, the 1,000 baby oil, and even though that stuff is a yuck factor and disgusting, that's not illegal. The sex trafficking, we haven't seen. Well, we heard stories from different females, but we haven't seen that full connection. And I think the reason why that is because they didn't give us their sex trafficking meaning, and they didn't really give that a full explanation. It's kind of like a RICO. It extends so wide that you don't pause. It extends so wide that that you don't know really what part of that they're grabbing to charge him with. So I don't know, man. This whole thing is a mess. It's a mess. I'm thinking if Young Thug's case is lasting so long, Diddy's case is probably 2026, 2027. I don't know. Do you guys realize that I think how long Diddy has been in there, y'all? Is it 2 weeks or 1 week Diddy has been in there? Is it 2 or 1 week? 2 weeks or 1? I don't know, but he's been in there. He's been in there a minute. Yeah, I don't, you know, he's in serious trouble, man. I'm telling you, man. And not only that, this ain't like the food in there and things like that. He's not eating. So what do you think you're gonna get a takeout or Uber gonna drive to the prison? You gotta eat what them people put on your plate. You can't not eat. You know, you can't not eat. And I heard another stupid thing that I wanted to tell you guys. I heard people saying, "Oh, well, Diddy's just gonna be a Muslim." Look, becoming a Muslim is not like an escape route for people to have a safe vacation in prison. That's not what it is. You don't just turn Muslim because you want to get yourself out of a beatdown from the Bloods or Crips or whoever you got problems with in wherever you're at. That's not what it's about. You have to, if you want to become anything a part of anybody's religion, the respect that goes into that, because I see that a lot of times too. People saying, "Oh, I'm this part of this religion," and the only thing that they show for themselves is like some negative energy or some like stuff that it doesn't even like all of that stuff. Don't think you could just go to prison and just run with the Muslims. I could tell you one thing: he might get married in prison, but it ain't gonna be with no Muslims. And I'm gonna tell you the reason. What's the difference between the Muslims? See, Muslims in prison, yeah. When you see people doing like a lengthy set of time, is because they have this. Their mental is strong. If you have a weak mind, don't think that you're gonna last more than 10 years. Those people that already are just strong within themselves, strong-minded people can sit and do time anywhere. It's just like meditation. You have more control over yourself. Well, people who have been on drugs, like the cocaine, the pink stuff that he was dealing with, and just so used to this lifestyle that everything is just it's handed to you. Yeah, that's gonna be a hard come down when this whole thing really sets in. It's gonna be hard. But it's also a reality. The reality of that is that the person that you pretended to be is now being stripped, and the person who you actually are is starting to be rise again. And that's the person that has to find the understanding. And how do you get yourself there? I don't even know if he has. At this point, you can say he's sobered up. But if he's gonna start taking on like these things in jail, like you know, weed and doing this and that, that's not the way to go. Right now, it should be the only talks he should be having is with him, lawyer, and his family. Everything else is a blur. All of the what you used to, that's a blur. That's gonna be a blur because the lifestyle switch is just so detrimental. That thing could drive you insane. It can drive you insane. I'm not saying that that's the easiest thing to do, to be up so far up in there and then people take you down. It's not easy. Nobody wants to be in prison, man. Nobody wants to be in prison. No matter what anybody says or how cool they may make it seem, prison is not a place for you to even sober. You can do all of that type of stuff outside. It just takes your environment, the people around you, and your mindset, man. You can have a war going on outside and read it in a book inside, and nothing outside affects you because your mind is stuck into what you're focused on. And that's the type of focus that you're going to need when it comes to social media and all of these things that's happening in the news. Clear your mind of that stuff, man. Block it out. Block it out, you guys. Let me see. Hold on. When I heard when I heard that with Diddy they was gonna fly, they're flying to the UK to look for victims. I said, man, oh no, 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 they're not playing around at all, at all, at all. It's not this. They're not even trying to, We're watching them work in real time. In other words, let me see something here. I had something. What's going, on another note, what's going on with battle rap, man? They had a great card. I'm into battle rap, you guys. I love to see, because it's a place where those lyrics that you want to find, those deep lyrics, the wow factor in the lyrics, just dope punchlines and things like that, that's where you'll find it. And I'm starting to see that they're falling into like kind of the same thing rap fell into, like kind of like the money thing. How much are you getting? How much are you getting for this battle? And now they can't battle because he's making more. All of that stuff is things that ruin the culture. When it comes to money and stuff, that's the business. Don't bring that to the forefront. And you should never tell people how much money you're making online and things like that. These are the things that you just don't want to do. Don't speak on that stuff, man. That's nobody's business. How much money you make it's not, what does that say? It's just like, come on, y'all. Please. What are you doing with it says more than how much you have, you know? So keep that in mind when you're out there. Just know that whatever you want to make, there's always goals. Set your goals. I don't ever set goals like this big. I try to set like right in the middle, just enough where I can achieve that, step up, catch some fresh air, and go to the next goal. And go to the next goal. Social media make you think like, yo, I have to get this $1 million next week. No. You get that $1 million next week, that's a million headaches, coming with that. For example, just my company alone. My company is a small company, a small brand. But don't you think that I go through a lot of hectic stuff when it comes down to the shop and things like that? It's stuff that you have to keep on. People would love not to get rid of all the hard work you have to do and just collect the money. But it doesn't work like that. As a young man, you might think that, but it just doesn't work like that. If you're going to put yourself out there to the people and you want to sell something to somebody, you want it to be the best product. You want them to feel good about the stuff that they're wearing. You don't want to just slap something together that looks like somebody else's brand. And when they put it on, people are looking at them like they're crazy. No, you have to, when you're making clothes for people, you want them to feel just as good as you felt making the designs. And people, they run away from that because the bigger brands right now, they're just trying to grab everybody's attention. And us smaller brands, we're growing and going as we go. It's like the snail versus like just taking our time getting to that point where we have to get. Just connecting with people. That's one thing a lot of those other brands, they don't have the connection. They just want you to subscribe to something that's keeping you paying them. It makes no sense. I fell victim of it. Even when my bills come around, you look around and I'm taking things off of my credit card. Like, why did I subscribe to this? Oh, this was a free trial and it continued on into this. All of these things they have set up for us to just suck us dry of what we have. We have to start realizing that the money that we take in, we have to put it in a place where that can bring in more money. And that's how you win. That's how you win, especially in today's society. Living in New York, I don't care how much money you have, it is expensive. So the things you're gonna have to cut some things off that normally, you would probably, it would seem normal to you like in the past, but there's nothing wrong with cutting a few things off. Maybe it's some things that if you really, really love doing something, set it aside and then find other things that you can maybe cut off and put, change your time around. And you'll see you save a lot of money, time, and stress by not worrying about the things that other people have going on. Because we all as individuals have it's a different amount for all of us to maybe pay off all our bills or maybe just feel comfortable within ourselves. There's a number for that. But it's how we feel and how we get to that number. Like how, when we are working at the job, are we feeling good about the work? When Friday comes, do we feel drained? Or when Friday comes, you're like, oh, we feel up and ready to get into the weekend and do something for the weekend for yourself. These are the things you have to measure out. And if you feel good about making the money that you're making, you can put that money in places and be successful. You don't have to just take one trip a year. You can take 2 trips a year. You work hard, you deserve it. Don't let people act like you can't get to your goals or you have to be a millionaire and this and that to be happy. Money doesn't, attachment and happiness don't go together. It's like milk and vinegar. They don't go together. They don't go together. So you said vote. Well, I don't know. Vote. I don't know. You said you're voting for Trump. You said vote Trump 2024. I don't know, man. I don't know. And I'm gonna be honest with you. This is, y'all know me. I don't have like I don't really have, I'm not really, I don't have no hate on these people that's going for this presidential stuff. And I'm not with the back and forth tug of war. But from what I see is, Trump doesn't fully have it all together. I know you're saying vote for Trump 2024, but he doesn't have like a strong enough even structure. The stuff, and this time, like I told you guys, when you lie to people and people could look things up and see that what you said is not true or, it's the people that don't research that believe it the most. The people that do the research, a lot of stuff that he's been saying, it's one time, it's a thing to be funny, and there's a time to be truthful to the people that you want them to you want them to support you. And I just felt like I think he lost people. I think it came to a point where he lost people. I think at first people thought that he could be the type of person where, you know, that business structure strong type of Trump. But I think due to his age, just due to time, but the attempted assassinations, all of that stuff played away in people's minds. And one of the biggest things Trump is really sad was what he was doing with the. I don't like the fact that, you know, not giving a female a choice is a big thing. Like, you're taking somebody's freedom away from them to do what they want to do. And that is absolutely, you know, and all these things piles up, and it leads to a point where it's saying, like, what are you doing? Whether it could be Trump, it could be it could be Donald Duck, y'all. All we want to see is America in a better place than it once was. It's not about, you know, who's talking over who or who has the loudest joke. It's all about what are people gonna do for the people. You know, this, and it's not a white and it's not a black thing, because there's white poor people as well as black poor people, and they share the same struggles. And it's not about that. It's all about how, as why are we so behind as people? Why are there still homeless people and trillionaires? Why does that? Why haven't we come to some kind of conclusion as a whole, as a people? And I know, and I'm just talking America here, not people that's trying to come in and trying to. But why can't we structure ourselves where we can have a little more peace for ourselves? I don't want to point the finger about who, Kamala Trump, Kamala Trump. It's not about that for me. It seemed like the disconnection that we have as a people kind of like got stronger with social media. Because, like, oftentimes you hear people, like, they'll have these just like these race fights. But then I say that's only social media, because I grew up with white kids, I grew up with black kids, Indian, all cultures I grew up with. I'm from New York, so all these cultures, I had a chance to have a friend in each one of them. And we had so many similarities that we never stuck on our differences. It's only when you get older and these little nicks at each other's cultures that have been raised through time and raised through history that comes and start. Now, when you do your history now, you see all that stuff, you start looking at life different. No, it's not supposed to be like that. Your experience of how you came up means a lot, and that is part of history too. You can't just keep on experiencing somebody else's history. You're living in what is going to be your history. So you got to tell your story and how you feel from inside from that point. Don't let whatever your family or whatever they've been put upon you, like, bleed over into what your life now. Say, you know, there's a lot of folks that have families that were racist, and then when they raised their kids, their kids wasn't racist. So you can break these type of things, but it's all up to you. That's why when it comes to all this voting, this and that, yeah, who you are as a person has a lot to do with it. It has a lot to do with it. Who you are as a person has a lot to do with, it's going to have a lot to do in everything we do going forward because of social media. Now, before, like, let's just take it back to music. Before, we didn't really know too much about these artists. All we knew was their delivery of what they gave us, their gift, their music. We enjoy it, we love it, we take it in. But when we start to see social media come in place, and the things that they're talking about, they're not living up to, and they're beating on people at home, it's just like, it's all becomes like this deceptional, because you have to understand, those words were so powerful enough that the love music that was made people fall in love, even if the person that made it wasn't in love themselves. So we know how powerful the music is. The music can switch things around. But being that there's so many people hurt, guess what type of music has been coming out? And that's the type of destruction. That is the theme song for everything that we see now, from politics, everything. Destroy, destroy, death, death, death. We got to get out of that stuff. We got to get out of that stuff, man. It's no good. When it comes to the elections, you know, honestly, I think, and you know, I know, and it's not to say me and you got any friction because of what you think is going to happen, but I think Kamala's going to win. I think she's going to take it. And one thing I would say, I never, it's only social media brought up this, oh, is she black, is she white? I never really looked at it like that. I looked at it as, taking on that responsibility in a time like this where social media is so relevant in people, and it's a part of everybody's everyday life. It's not easy. It's not easy. So I think whoever sits this time around in that office, I think that it's not going to be an easy job, but just give it what you got to give the people the best you can, and just be the best person you can, and having and being fair is what America should be about. Just being fair, everybody equal, everybody can have the same opportunities to become something greater than what they started with. So that's what it's really all about. And trying to get some of the, there's a lot of homelessness and people not having places to live, and there's a lot of stuff going on with the food. I feel like this time around we got to put a lot more into our American manufacturers. We have to put a lot more into the people that do a lot of building in America, so we can structure and build ourselves up. We got to give a lot of people jobs, and we got to give a lot of people raises. Now I feel like they should restructure how people should be paid, because now we're starting to realize all the stuff that the computer can do for us. That is the stuff that it's going to be so easy to do, and all the stuff that people don't want to do, all of the mechanics, the bus drivers, the teachers, the doctors, these are the people that needs to be upgraded in the world, as far as their pay, as far as their job structures, as far as their mental health awareness for themselves. Because these are the people that's going to be most important when AI and everything start coming and taking over. We're going to really still need that human interaction for us to really heal and have some kind of trust in people. So those are the people that I feel like their jobs and everything, they should take. I mean, I'm not talking about no pay cuts. I'm talking about we raising the pay all the way up, because of the times that we are living in now. It takes more to survive. Once people start loving each other and start realizing that we all need more, and don't be scared just because you could be a millionaire. That doesn't mean that you don't need help. Everybody needs help. If you say you don't need help, you're a fool. Everybody needs help at something. At something, at some point in time, you're going to need help. So don't just block everybody out. Take everybody's opinions, put it all in one, and try to figure things out. And you'll find the people that see the same things the same way you do. But I'm not really like on here just to say, oh, voting this, voting that. It's just like I'll be there. I'm gonna vote. I feel like it's important at this point. Before, I know I told you guys I'm not gonna, I don't want to deal with none of this. But yeah, I've made up my mind, and when that time comes, that time comes. I'm not gonna. I don't want to sit on here with that. I don't want that to be the line that draws between us, because people have different outlooks of how they feel like it should be. Because no matter what, whoever gets in that office, we still have to survive. We still have to move on, and we still have to be better people and know how to get through whatever is next to come. So that's how I look at that, you know? What else we got here? Let me see. Let me see my good people. For real. I don't want to go with that down the route of disrespecting people's beliefs and other people's cultures. It's like I see that all the time. You know how hard it is for when somebody's parents they're raised up a certain way for them to get you. That's why I always tell you have to take away that like the training wheel like type of learning, where everything that you're learning that people are telling you to learn. You have to get in the mindset where you're fishing out for the things that you want to learn, and you're fishing out for information that you want to take in, and that makes yourself more sharper and stronger. Because take the training wheels off of the jobs they want you to learn this, to do this for them. Take all of that type of stuff off, and you go looking for things that's going to better yourself. These I've read, there's so many books I've read on different ways, and they all have some similarity to them. There is about uplifting you, opening your mind to something new. The way you was thinking, by the time you finish the end chapter, you should be having a different thoughts or having a different outlook or open mind on things. 2A all the way. For real. How do I feel about firearms? Okay, good question. Okay, so y'all know that I'm from New York. I'm out here in the NYC, and when it comes to firearms, I feel like they should have a law for, because I look at it like criminals are gonna have illegal firearms anyway. So you're gonna need the citizen. We have to. They have to do something with the laws a little better as far as good people being able to carry weapons. It is a must, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Even though guns get in the wrong hands of people, they always get in the wrong hands of people. It's like criminals are gonna always get their hands on that. So what are we waiting for when it comes down to a family being hurt or somebody in that family being hurt? Are we waiting for the cops to come? But by the time the cops come, you're already down on the floor shot or something already had happened because it takes a long time. A lot of things are happening. We have to fix those gun laws. And I don't even mind if in every state is the different gun law according to how the people in those states, are living. Like if it's out here and they raise the gun law to you have to be 30 years old with a business or a family structure or this, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all, but we have to have something because it's very unfair that people think that, oh, us not having guns, that we should have some type. If you don't have something to protect your family, how do you feel that person is going to go out to work? What type of mind frame are they going to have going to work knowing that there's a possibility that they can be robbed, might not make it back home, shot? Anything can happen in these times. And the only thing that they want you to have is a cell phone so you can dial 911. What if they got you already? So there have to be some kind of structure. When I say trust, I mean all the way. There's a lot of if we can police ourselves with doing it the right way, it's just going to be the gun laws has to be upgraded, and I feel like it is needed. It is needed. It is needed. Now I know when guns get into the picture, it also stops a person and makes a person think twice about committing that crime. And also what we also see that people don't talk about is somebody could be running in a store to rob that store, and somebody that has a, a, a licensed weapon on them can make a citizen's arrest. So you'll have a whole it's another layer of security when the gun laws are presented the right way. That's how I feel about the gun law. I always felt like in New York, we were never treated fairly on when it came down to the gun laws. It's just because I don't know if the people are scared to do it, or if they might know something that I don't know. But that's just how I feel. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Like, what's wrong with having 14 guns? Look, like that people are crazy. Like when I see somebody, like I see a lot of people on YouTube and they have their gun collections. And there's a lot of things that people don't see. They have these things stuck in their mind that people that have a whole bunch of guns have this like murder mentality. That's their problem. That is their problem. It's actually the opposite. When you see people with like guns, a whole bunch of guns, 14 guns, that means they know a lot about those weapons. And the more they study it, you see, there's nothing wrong with loving weapons. There's nothing wrong with that. So people's outlook of a person with a whole bunch of guns is so wrong. The person that has the 14 guns and the collections of guns, they know more about those weapons than a lot of these kids running out in the street with these switches and these dangerous type of things. So people's mindset, they look at the wrong people as the criminals. Look at the criminals when they have a gun, it's a bad thing. But when a person is just trying to protect himself or maybe even have a collection of weapons, I don't feel nothing should be wrong with that. And it's sad because when people hear guns, they automatically think of shooting, death, 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 death. And that's what social media put on. Nobody ever think of, oh, that's protection. That's what it should really think of. Like, I'm protecting, I don't know, man. People, they have the mindset because a lot of people scared, yo. A lot of people are scared, y'all. It's like, it's the fear. You know what it is, too? I feel like if the gun law was presented in New York, I feel like the crime will drop You know, with crime, people get paid off of crime too. You gotta understand. Crime, there's a price tag attached to crime. And those beds go for millions of dollars when people are put in prison. But we're gonna have to do some cutbacks on that to get people in their mindsets safe. And having a weapon and a licensed weapon, it gives you a feeling of safety, a peace of mind that you and your family are safe at night. People don't understand that. When you're sleeping on eggshells, this type of mentality, this on edge, always thinking you can't perform your best at your job. How dare they get mad at you? How dare they threaten to fire you when you can't even come there with a peace of mind because you don't even know if you go back home, somebody's going to be in it. But yet they want you to give them their all and everybody wants you to give them everything. But they don't want to give you anything. The hard-earned money that you work for, you mean to tell me you can't protect it because somebody feels like they want to be some type of thug and crawl through your window with your family and they want to take something from you and you can't protect yourself? It just doesn't sound right. It doesn't feel good. And it feels like people are starting to care less. Of the older you get, the people are starting to care less about you. And it's unfair. It's not fair. I don't like it. I see a lot of grown folks being hurt, victimized because people, the younger folks are running up on them. They got weapons and they're doing whatever with them, taking their possessions. And it ain't right. It's not right. It ain't right. You're right. You're right. Criminals ain't. Do you think a criminal will think twice? Think twice before they try to rob you or approach you or have some kind of ill intent on you because they know when if a person has a weapon, it's a fair opportunity. It's like how you gonna? It's like they almost got us out here. It's like putting us in a boxing match. One guy got gloves and we don't got gloves on. We're gonna win that match because we don't have the gloves on. You can't. It has to be fair. You have to be fair. If you see the criminals are starting to get these guns and y'all don't want to tell us and explain to us where these guns are coming from and they're getting all these type of guns like in the military, at least say here, y'all hold on to this. I'll get back to y'all. Protect your family. Let me go see what's going on so this won't happen again and y'all be all right. Get y'all peace of mind. They don't want to do that. They want to be like, no, you guys can't have guns and we're gonna see what's going on. And meanwhile, we're the ones being victimized. They don't make sense. It don't make sense. And I think these are the things that they should have been talking about a long time ago. These are the real stuff that's really into play, not all this other stuff about, a lot of, look, let me tell you, the antitrust is coming down on a lot of these big companies. We're going to see it going from now until January. A lot of these companies that we once thought that were taking over, no, they're not. The reason why they got to these high, because they were taking over all the small companies and pushing them out of the way due to ads and all this thing, pushing their products in front of people. So now when they get into the antitrust and they have to give the smaller companies the same type of fairness that they're giving these people, now it's a war. Because they're never really concentrating on the people. Only the small company. See, the smaller you are as a company, you could concentrate on the people that support you. You could say, oh, hey, what's up, y'all? And you can read it name for name. The more people you have cluttered, it turns into percentage. Oh, I know I'm going to make this percentage of money, so this is what I'm going to do every single time. It becomes the cycle. And that cycle has no heartbeat. That cycle has no feeling. It's just a dollar sign. And people will do anything for the dollar sign. They'll take your family, jump into your house, kill you, do whatever they got to do to get away with the crime. You have to look, prepare yourself and always protect yourself. A lot of these times people, they'll do anything. They'll do anything to get over on somebody in these times. Instead of they'll go all around the world before they come to the truth. Stay away from those people. Trust. It's better you be by yourself. You ain't gonna lie to yourself. You ain't gonna lie to yourself. Than be around people that you can't even trust. Come on, man. If they don't fix the gun laws, people are not gonna have trust in them anyway. They're not gonna have trust in them. Double tap it up. Double tap it up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love y'all, man. Y'all don't even play about me. But for real, I see things and I just see how things is going on, and it's kind of like they're trying to trap us in as good people, and it's not gonna work because I feel the good energy nowadays is taking over. It's starting to take over that bad energy that was once out there. Everything is not about kill, 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 kill. It's not about that. Sometimes it's about survive, 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 survive. Because the stuff that we're putting on, all the foods that's contaminated and all this nonsense that they got going around, there's so many things that's hitting us from different angles. Why the hell would we have to stay and stand in one position and can't trust the people around us? It don't make sense. Everybody's on eggshells, whether they like it or not. And social media is just adding in the gumbo of fakeness. It's a big gumbo of fake stuff, man. Big gumbo of it. The realest thing that we saw was Diddy getting locked up. I never knew. I didn't think that. I never thought that this was going to, I knew that there's going to be a point in time where he was going to get exposed for, the things he was doing to people and the contracts and things like that behind the scenes. But I ain't never know he was doing all of this to all these people, man. I ain't never knew that, y'all. Maybe I'm blind to the fact of what's been going on in hip hop and certain things because it came a point in my life where I stopped paying attention to all the deaf music and all that stuff. So I wasn't really on the pulse like I usually used to be and just on the new things. The only thing I stayed on the pulse as far as hip hop was like the fashion and stuff because I like design and things. But when it came down to the music and stuff, it's just something that I just couldn't really attach all the way to every single time. I would find myself attaching to later music from the past and a few new artists right out now. And that would be it. But when it came down to what was going on in society and things, I seen where it all stemmed from. It all stemmed from the music. It all stemmed from entertainment, the business. The way people treated people in that entertainment business to get ahead of people, they had to step on their own people to get that type of position. And it's sad because it's not to say that to get there you have to step on your own people. No. It's just to get there faster, you have to do that type of stuff. And people don't want to work hard anymore. It seems like some people just want it all and don't even know what to do with it. And that type of mindset will leave us all lost. That's why when I look into people, I try to find the leader in a person. You could find leadership qualities in almost anybody, but it all depends on what side they're showing you on their social media. Some people try to put up their fake, perfect self. I ain't with all that, y'all. I ain't with that, man. It ain't my twist. You said Diddy wants to vote for her? I don't think Diddy is going to be able to vote, y'all. I don't know. I don't think Diddy's going to be voting on anybody. I think Diddy right now, the only thing he's going to get, I think Diddy's going to be voting on who's going to be having his buns in prison. It's disgusting. All that damn baby oil, and he didn't even get to bring a drip of that in prison. I don't think. Oh, you think he was blackmail operators for unparty? Diddy, yo, man, it's nasty out there. I don't know what Diddy got himself into, but I'm gonna tell you, whatever he got himself into, whatever made him come up with this lifestyle of what he was trying to do and having all these sex parties. I know sex parties are not they're not illegal, but the type of sex parties that he having, those are not sex parties. Those are you could just call those those are yuck parties, man. Those are yuck parties, man. I don't want to hear about, I cannot, I can't see myself. The more I even think about the people that was at the party, it just saddens me because I know that it's going to be people that we like, or probably celebrities that we like. And I'm not going to blame them all because you don't know who did what to who. But for the people that knew about the things that he did to people, you're just as bad as the person taking a peek at the sex tape and giggling with Diddy. You're just as bad. You're just as bad. So I don't know who to trust in that entertainment business unless I see this whole thing play out. I'm not sure yet because I see a lot of people that I looked up to that I thought would stand up a little stronger than they did, and nobody said anything. And that thing right there made me say, you know what? They're the type of people that, if they know a person and somebody did something really totally bad and something that, to somebody that really, really hurt them, they will sweep it under the rug just for their benefits of what they can try to get out of that person. And it's sad. I never look up to somebody else or onto somebody to do something for me or to put me into some position, but I know I can put myself in that position by the grace of God. I was never that type. That's a weak-minded person. That's a person that has no direction, or probably has no, when they came up, they had no structure, a part of their family to know that, the things that mean more value. You can't always just give yourself away to people and just sell yourself short in these type of situations, because then people will take all of you. They'll take advantage of you. Your soul is not for sale. Don't go out there thinking your soul is for sale. Your soul is your soul. Don't you ever put yourself out there for cheap, because you're worth more than that. I would never put myself out there for cheap, even if I needed that dollar to survive the next day. If I feel like that's a bad dollar, I ain't taking it. I'm better off for whatever God got for me. Maybe he didn't want me to go that next day. Maybe he wanted my legacy to stop there. I'm a very strong-minded person from the things that I've went through and all my past experiences. That's how I got to this point. I didn't get to this point by being perfect all my life. No, I got this point by making mistakes, just going through mad trauma, going through a lot of stuff. The things that you go through as a black man or just a regular man coming up in New York City. That's just how life throws you a whole bunch of stuff. But sometimes you find yourself just not even blocking and just getting hit all the time. And it's going to come a point where you start putting your hands up and you start blocking, and then you find a technique. And then there's going to be a point where you start swinging back and you start throwing your punches. And there's going to be a time when you stop that thing from swinging at you. That's how life works. Hold on, Abba. Let me read you. Hold on. What's up, Abba? Hold on. I missed something. Let me go back up. Hold on. Let me bring it back. Hold on. Okay, I started smoking marijuana. Yes. You're just like me. Well, I can't say I started smoking to relieve my anxiety. I was smoking a little bit before, but my anxiety, I do the same thing. Like smoking takes down my anxiety, but I'm very careful in how much I smoke. That's another thing too that people don't really tell you. Like I don't stuff my whole thing up, because sometimes that can trigger your anxiety too. That's the things that people don't talk about. So it depends on, like sativa or what type, I like to be calm. So I do little by little by little by little just to calm myself, focus me, and I go. And yeah, we're one in the same. We're one in the same. I have anxiety. My anxiety, oh man, maybe I'll do a story time on just so many different things with how it was just, my anxiety also made me sharpen up the way I think, but it also made my alertness, it just sharpened up my senses in a way. Not always for the good, because sometimes you can get over emotional with anxiety, and that thing, sometimes I look back like, why the hell, like I could tear up on a drop of a dime, feeling too much for people, and just, it's too much. Sometimes it gets too much. Oh, right now my video should be, my video should be up on the channel. I think I'm talking a little too much. I think I over talked y'all today, but I got a new video. It's dropping right now, 10 a.m. It's I believe this one, because I have a few things coming for you guys. I believe this is generational trauma. You guys got to check that out. I love you guys, man. It's going to really help you out to understand that people are going through the same things. No, hold on. I don't want to miss Abba. Even though I'm gonna be late on watching my own thing. Let me read Abba, because this is important. Hold on. What? You see, that's that. No, I'm gonna be here for a minute. I'm gonna be here with you. Let me sit it out with you. You see, guys like that, that's a selfish. You don't want to finish the divorce. What? Like, if you don't want to be with me, let's cut ties. And if it, you know what, it just goes to show you, people that don't want to cut ties with a divorce, like if y'all finish and you feel like it's over, the hard work that it takes to get out of the divorce is the same hard work they're not willing even to put into the relationship. So you got to keep pushing on that to try to get that finalized. Because you gotta remember, especially when it comes to love and things like that, I know you want to get somebody else, or somebody maybe to love on you. Don't give up your chances from what you've been through in your past. Do not do that. If you want somebody to love on you, you have to make sure you cut your ties with whatever love that you had in the past, or whatever your feelings was. get your mind right, and then you'll be so surprised how quickly attractive people will come to you no matter what you are. Because once you show them who you really are, that's what they're going to fall in love with. But they just, you don't want to always think for that other person. Like if I was in your shoes right now, I would like, you know what? He doesn't want to give me this divorce. You know what? I'll do that for you, Ab. I'm gonna look up some things that maybe that can help you out on that the whole divorce thing, because I do hear a lot of times where people, they don't want to give the divorce up, and it staggers people's life. You can't do that, because that's stressful in somebody else's life. Now you holding me down to something when you said we don't want to be together. Let's just go. Let's just separate. Don't have me here waiting and prolonging what my soulmate or what love God has for me in the future. Do not do that. You got to get yourself out of that. I'm gonna try to help you out with that for real. I'm gonna look up what I would do in this type of situation with that. I will look up other people that been through this and just try. It's nothing wrong with contacting people. I'm not scared to do that. Like you might not have people around, like your homegirls or whatever, to talk to about it. But there's nothing wrong with trying to look up people with the same experience or going through the same experience as you, because you'll find your way out. I hope you really do. I hope you really do. You're multimillionaire, you're a multimillionaire, you don't have access to any money. I don't have, okay, I cannot get child support because my husband had a child. Wow. That's sad, man. That's freaking sad, man. As people, we gotta do better than that for real. Like, if you want to cut ties with me, and you don't have me out here hanging, because now that's turning into like torture. I would lawyer up, man. I would lawyer up. I mean, divorce is one of the, it's one of the roughest things you have to go through, but that sense of relief after it's all over should be enough to give you a little bit of healing for you to move on. Man, sorry to hear that. And as far as the money, it does get messy. And whether you're a multimillionaire, because he probably wants to, cling on to your money. That's your money. That's however you have your money, that's your money for your family and your future. Why are they gonna lock down your money? That's not right. That's not right at all. And people, they put so much into the money. That's what make them think like this and don't want to sign the divorce and all of that. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. Man, I feel sorry for you, Abba. I feel sorry for you, Abba. I hope things work out for you, and you can always keep me updated. I'm gonna do a little research on it too, and see maybe if there's any ways you can contact a certain types of lawyers that maybe can get you out, or maybe you can start pushing this thing forward so you can get on with your life. Nobody wants to sit in that damn puddle while somebody's holding a string over their damn head talking about divorce here. No, you want to move on with your life and take your money and do something better for yourself. You make sure you don't let that thing stress you out. As I know it's hard to say don't let a divorce stress you, but don't let it stress you out to the fact where you can move on or think of something new to do in your life. Don't let me ever hear that. If you ever feeling some type of stress, you come back on here, you hit me up on the comments, and we'll go from there. But at the end of the day, you have to look at, we all human beings. Whether this divorce, getting married and all that stuff, that's all human made stuff. That's stuff that we came up with as humans. What God put us here to be is us living our lives at the best we can. And whatever he has for us to do, that's where you have to get to. Just because you was a stripper, just because of all of that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't label you anyway. Tomorrow you can be a priest. It don't matter. It's what you want to do. It's when you find yourself, your calling. Sometimes you got to go through a couple of hurdles to get where you got to go. Most of us had to go through it that route. And sometimes when we got over all the hurdles, we started to realize, like, this is not the route that we want to go. And we switched to go that way. We just got to all go together in these times. People that's been, hurt and victim of anybody's, whether it's mentally or physically, in these times, you need your tribe. You need your tribe. And that's not just necessarily to say myself, but people that's close to you and around you and that know you for you. Maybe it could be some of your friends that know what you do on the, and you'd be surprised how closely they know more about you than he even wanted to learn about you. Because that's what love is about. Love is about learning each other out. You don't just stop as you get in a relationship, stop learning. No, you learn your partner all the way up to the end. And that's how it's supposed to be. So sorry to hear that's going on with you. And I hope that things work out with you and him, man. And y'all can come to a point where y'all can get everything finalized and both of y'all can go about your way. It's better that way. It's better that way. just being separated is not enough in these times. That you're still on papers with somebody, and it's unfair for you to go on to another relationship now and carry that over, because you don't want to do that to that next person. You want to love that person, and you want that person to feel so comfortable that it doesn't matter who was in your past, that all you're concentrating is on that person. So yeah, man, I hope that thing work out with you. Let me know, how that goes. Okay. Yeah. Oh, if you start a book to sell, I can help you out, whatever you need. I will buy your first book. You better sign it for me though. If you're gonna tell your story, you better sign that book for your boy. Don't forget me. I love books. So if you're gonna make a book, you need any help or you need any maybe some tips on how to get it done, I'll help you out. Just let me know. You can hit me on my DM and on my Instagram. I'll help you out with anything you need, anything like books. And because I was thinking about a book myself, but sometimes your personal life is hard to get it all the way out there. But sometimes you just got to spill it out there. But I think you'll do good with that book. I think not only you should, whatever your plans of going about that book, if you're going to make it like a life story, or you can make it something kind of like general about this whole experience that you've been through. And you can I think that'll be good. I think that'll be dope. I'll definitely support. And I ain't got a whole bunch of money, but I take my little bit. I have my little side money I put for supporting people. That's like love money. That's the money that when you put out there, you put it from, you gotta. I'll support a book, especially. Trust I will. Okay. Family game. Okay. Oh, no, for real. You know what? I want to tell you something though, that a lot of people, and I learned this for myself. I know you have a lot of ideas, but start with one first and then start building that, because after you are successful at one thing, it helps you to know how to steer into the other thing and how that is going to be. So you have to, like, with success, the little success that you get after you feel like you got some success behind something that you just recently did or you made up. After that's over, the learning lesson within that success is gonna be the eye opener for what your next journey or whatever you have next to go. Like the mistakes that you made or the things that you liked about that, you could add that on. So you don't want to have a whole bunch of ideas and bring it to the forefront and try to do everything. You want to tackle one at a time, and you'd be surprised it's not gonna take too long. I feel like the book is a good way to start, because it gives the people trust in and who you actually are. A lot of people read books. I've been reading books for years and years and years. I never stop. It's always a great way to gather people's trust from being your authentic self in a book. And then after that, that's when you hit the movies. And you just, from that, you hit the screen going. I've been in a few movies as some extras, and I can tell you how some good ways you can get some extra roles in there. And then from that, you build yourself up, build your relations up, and then you'll go from there. But take it step by step, one at a time. Okay, Ugly Mane, you come up with a good compromise with your ex, and he'll sign the papers. That's true too. If you compromise, take it from Ugly Mane has a point too. Shouts out to Ugly Mane, because if you sit down with your ex and y'all come to some kind, if you try to come to some kind of conclusion, then y'all can see for things for what it is, and maybe you could get those papers signed. You have a point. You got a good point. Okay. So if you're oh, so you was diagnosed with, and does the marijuana help that? Because if it does, oh damn, I'm so far back. Oh, you've been typing. Hold on. Wait, you said you wired some money to Jamie Foxx, and now it has became a racketeering charge. So you said you wired something to Jamie. You Are you pulling my leg, or are you telling the truth? Because I don't want to just, Jamie Foxx is a big name. I don't want to just put him out there like that. Is what's going on with you and Jamie Foxx? Okay. I don't know. But yeah, you guys. I want you guys to. I'm definitely gonna get. I appreciate your time and your energy. I'm gonna definitely. I'll look into that with the book stuff. I don't know about the divorce stuff. I'm not really all the way into all. I don't really. I'm not too, preview on that type of stuff. But as far as the books, I can help you if you want to do a book. I don't know about the Jamie Foxx. I don't know. I never met Jamie Foxx. I was on the Dave Chappelle show, as most of you guys know. I was on the Real World episode. You guys can go check that out. Um, but yeah, after this live is over, I'm about to end this live. I love you guys. I'm gonna be back Wednesday. I want you guys to check out the videos I have up on the channel right now. They're so good, and they're gonna open your minds like. So I love you guys, and make sure you guys like and share this video. I need some likes on this video, y'all. And I'll get back up with you guys. And make sure you check out my channel. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel so we can keep these conversations going. And Abba, hit me up if you want any help on anything. Y'all know I got you. And yeah. So until next time, it's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel.